We start in Singapore, taken from the Straits Times, where there were 48 new COVID-19 cases reported in Singapore on Sunday, all of whom were imported and had been placed on stay-home notice or isolation upon their arrival. In its daily update, the Ministry of Health said that of the new cases, 4 are Singapore permanent residents and 10 are foreign domestic workers. Sunday's tally is the highest daily figure for imported cases since March 23rd last year, when there were also 48 imported cases reported. The new cases took Singapore's total to over 59,000.
From Malaysia's Malay Male Federal Territories Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa clarified the initial statement that the annual Thaipusam Chariot procession will be allowed to proceed with only temple committee members and not members of the public. Speaking to Malay Male Anwar Special Officer Subhash Chandra Bose Arumugam Pillai said the initial statement stated that only 10 devotees would be allowed during the chariot procession and only applies to the temple committee members manning the program. This later created a social media storm, with many expressing anger on the possible creation of a new cluster, with some accusing the government of allowing crowds to gather when the COVID-19 numbers are still soaring. This year's public celebrations had to be cancelled as Malaysia is under a nationwide movement control order, while a state of emergency also in effect to curb the spread of COVID-19.
Meanwhile, the New York Times reported from the Philippines that security forces killed 12 people during a drug-and raid in the southern Philippines. Officials said it was the bloodiest episode in years in President Rodrigo Duterte's war on narcotics. A police officer was also killed in the gun battle, which took place in Sultan Kudarat, a small town in the province of Maguindanao, as two other officers were wounded. Members of the National Police, accompanied by Philippine Marines, had tried to serve a warrant before dawn at a residential compound tied to Pendatun Atsis Talusan, a former village chief who was suspected of involvement in the illegal drug trade. Upon their arrival, the suspect opened fire to authorities. The ensuing gun battle lasted for hours, and villagers frightened by the gunfire were taken to safety.